guys, it's Yaz. Tonight I want to talk about, are they ready for a relationship? I'm going to go into signs that the person that you're dating or you've been seeing is ready for a relationship, or maybe you're out there in the dating world and you're looking to find somebody and have a relationship, and you want to know, is this person ready for a relationship? Now, a large percentage of the people that you meet on the lousy dating apps are not there looking for relationships. I've said that time and time again, and I'm going to say it again, okay? That the dating apps are game today. I'm not saying that you can't meet somebody on a dating app, but the odds are low, okay? A lot of people on there are looking for hookups, a lot of them pretending to want relationships and not want relationships. And if you've been on there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You remember what I told you? It's not what they tell you. It's not what they say on their profile, because there's a lot of people out there playing game on there. So don't go and take somebody by face value that they're because they want a relationship, No, okay? I have to say this a million times because some people just don't get it because they haven't been in the game long enough, or they just don't understand that there is a game out there in this dating or relationship world that a lot of people play, all right? People have their guard up. People are out for different things. People breadcrumb people because they're not looking for something serious, but they're keeping you around for some benefit, okay? That's what it's about, you guys. You're providing some benefit for them. So what I want to talk about tonight is you need to recognize when you talk to somebody, are they ready for a relationship? Is this person ready for a relationship, or is this person going to talk your ear off all night long and they're really not ready for a relationship? That they just looking for a chat buddy, that they're just looking for somebody to hang out with and waste your time for a couple months, a couple years, and then all of a sudden they give you some excuse like, this isn't working out or whatever, because they never were ready for a relationship. So you have to know what you're working with. You got to know these cats, what they're about. You got to know how to analyze people. The more you know how to analyze people, the more you know whether that person is going to fit into your lifestyle, whether that person is on the same page as you. It's not what they tell you. So here we go. So let me start by saying this. What are signs that somebody is ready for a relationship? One of the signs, basic sign that somebody's ready for a relationship is that they really want to have children and a family. Okay, this is somebody that wants to settle down. They're at that point in their life. They're really looking to have, kids or whatever, and they want to take it to the next level. Now, you're going to be dealing with people that are going to be telling you that they want that because they want to keep you around. So you have to, you got to put a time limit when you deal with somebody. Let's say you've been dating somebody and it's been like a year. You should not be going past 2 years unless you have a formal commitment. All right. If somebody doesn't know within 2 years and you're over the age of 25, okay, there's a real problem. All right. There's a reason that they're not committing to you. They have doubts in most cases. Okay. And if you're older, if you're over the age of 45, let's just say within 6 months to a year, you should know whether you want to marry that person, because by that time you've lived enough life and you know right away what you want, what you don't want. You know the game, you've been around the block, and there's no need to be dragged out in relationships, years on end. So the way that you find out whether somebody is ready for a relationship is when you talk to them, you see how transparent they are with you. You see when you talk to them and you bringing up the topics of relationship and the future and everything like that, you see whether they're comfortable with that. See, now somebody that's not looking for a future with you or anything like that. They're just looking to keep you around, to hang out, hook up, whatever it is they want to do, have a situationship, whatever. They're not going to be talking about future plans. They're not going to be getting into all of that, okay? Why? Because they don't care. Because they're not planning ahead, because they probably aren't planning ahead to be with you, all right? A lot of times people that are playing around can never have a plan of life. That's what you'll see with a lot of these people that play around, you know? They're not really, a lot of them aren't really, you know, they don't have their goals ironed out in some cases where they could tell you, this is where I want to go, you know, by this time, you know, I want to, you know, have children, or this time I want to have a house, or this time, you know, I want to be able to travel, or whatever it is. If you're dealing with somebody that can't talk about these things and be open with that, that is a red flag. That is a red flag. Now, you got to be careful, because in a lot of cases, a lot of you will be dealing with the love bombers. And the love bombers love to play game. And what they're going to do is they are going to candy coat things in the very beginning. In the very beginning, they're going to be talking things like marriage. Oh, yeah, that's what I want. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I want to settle down with somebody. I want that too. Oh, yeah, I've been looking for somebody just like that. It's so hard. I know. Me too. Yeah, okay. All right. Don't believe anything that somebody tells you in the beginning. Okay. The only thing is, in time, you'll be able to see what's truth and what's not. That's why I tell you it takes time. That's why you see in 6 months, is that person still talking about the future with you? Because a lot of them won't. A lot of them won't. And that's how you could tell who's fake and who's not. They can't keep it up, you guys. So when you're looking for somebody and you're trying to figure out, does this person want a relationship? Number one, check out what their stage of life is. Now everybody says, what does that mean? What's their stage of life? In life, people go through different stages, okay? You go from the stage of maybe going to college, then you come out of college, then you get a job, then you get your own apartment, then you have fun having your own apartment or going out and having a good time, right? And then usually between the ages of, let's say, I'm just going to throw that out there, 25 to 35, people start to look to settle down. Now, everybody's different. Everybody has their own life plan. But that's, I'm just saying typically that's how usually it works out, right? The thing is, you have to look at where somebody is in their stage of life. Are they just starting a job out of school? Are they still in school? Are they somebody that it's later on, they just got divorced. Somebody who just got divorced may not be looking to jump into a relationship. Sometimes people that got divorced don't want relationships at all. A lot of women that have been divorced don't want relationships and are out there playing around, okay? They don't want to go back to that and being tied down. And then you have some women that have been divorced that are looking for that. So really know where that person is in their stage of life and what they're looking to do. So what you need to do is you need to find out what's important to this person. Where do they put the value on things? What is the value of the things in their life? Is it their job? Is it their family? Is it having children? Okay? That will tell you a lot about whether this is somebody that you could have a relationship with them. What's their, outlook on relationships? Are they always making sarcastic remarks about relationship, like about being married and saying, oh, that's like going down, hell's corridor or something like that? That's somebody who has a negative attitude about relationships. And that's going to be somebody who's going to have a hard time having a relationship with, okay? Because they're either scarred or they have an attitude, they're not really all for it or whatever. You want somebody that wants to be there. Somebody who wants to be there. And I've said this in my past podcasts, what qualities to look for, all right? We've been through this. You want somebody who's consistent. You want somebody who's asking you questions about you. The way you're going to know whether somebody is ready for a relationship is, whether they can progress with you. Okay, now this is like where a lot of people get lost, because it starts out really well and it goes along and it goes along and it goes along, and people get to a point and they feel like, what are we, or whatever, are we moving forward? And the other person's not saying anything, and you're afraid to say anything because you don't want to look desperate. So now you're at this standstill with that person, right? Now, that's how you pretty much know that somebody is not eager to want to, move to the next level. They're comfortable. They're comfortable with you, all right? And why are they comfortable? Because you're making it comfortable for them, all right? You want somebody to work for you. The way you get somebody to work for you is you don't make yourself so accessible. You don't make yourself so easy. And when I say easy, I'm not just talking about sex. I'm talking about, easy to attain. Once somebody feels they have you, that you're there on the right, they know, they call you, you're there. They know they can call you right before the weekend, you're there, and everything like that. That's when a lot of people get taken for granted. Now, I'm not telling you to play games. You should not play games. But what I've told you guys before is, I know when you first meet somebody, it's exciting, and you look at them and you're like, maybe they're checking off all the boxes. You're very physically attracted to them. They're really nice. You're going out. You're having a great time with them. But are they relationship material? Or are they just somebody that you could have fun with? You got to know the difference. You got to know, is this somebody that I could work with? Is this somebody that I like their family? If they're very family oriented and they're around their family, you better like their family, okay? Because these are the people that you're going to have to deal with. And, are they respecting you around their family? You got to look at all these kind of things when you're trying to decide, is this person relationship material? Because there's a lot of people out there in the dating world that you date that are not relationship material. And that's why so many people have a hard time in the dating world, because they're meeting people that are not relationship material. They are meeting people that are flaky. They are meeting people that they can't depend on. They are meeting people that either play game on them, or they're not transparent. They can't have a conversation with them except to talk about, general things, the weather, the news. The person never asks them anything about them. When you feel like you're dealing with somebody that's very on the surface and you've talked to them a few times, don't even waste your time unless you want to put them in the friend zone, okay? Because, you want people that know what they want, not somebody who's going to sit there and waste your time for hours on the phone. I mean, unless you have a lot of time and you don't mind having your time wasted, I don't know. I would think time is important. That's time you could be putting into yourself, putting into your kids, putting into your work, something that moves you forward in your life, not somebody that is going to become just a chat buddy and want to get together with you in between whoever else they're getting together with. Later, value yourself better than that if you want more things in your life. If you're out there and you're just looking to have fun and you're not looking to meet people for relationships, then that's totally different. Then do whatever you want to do, that you're not ready to move forward. But if you're somebody that's looking for a relationship, you need to find somebody relationship minded, okay? And a lot of people, they pick the wrong people, okay? How do I know? Because I've been there. I've picked the wrong men many times. And I used to think, why didn't this work out? Or why didn't that work out? And it was like a good friend of mine said, you are picking the same type of men. The men that I were picking were, good looking guys, weren't looking for relationships. They were just looking to go out and have a good time, even though, they said whatever. And I started to see it was the same pattern. Now, you don't want to get caught up in the same pattern. You don't see, this happens too. I got to bring this up, you guys. A lot of times, people, they keep picking the same type of person. If you keep picking the same type of person, you're going to be back at ground zero, all right? So you got to be very careful of who you pick. You got to know what you're looking for. You got to be focused. If you see somebody is out there partying all the time, if you see somebody is in love with themselves, if you see somebody who flexes every 2 minutes and takes their shirt off and stares at themselves in the mirror, where do you think you're going to go with that? I just want to say, where are you going to go with that? All right? You're going to go in the bedroom and have a couple of good times with them, but, trust and believe, you're not going far with them, okay? You're not going far with them. That you may end up in a relationship with somebody like that, but that, if I had to bet on it, that would be somebody that you'd have to worry about them going and getting a loaf of bread at the grocery store, all right? Somebody that constantly needs their ego fed. You got to be careful of those kind of people, you guys. When you go for these people that, know that they're super good looking, know that they got a great body and everything like that. I'm not saying that they can't be in relationships. There's a lot of people that can, all right? But you have to see where they are in their stage of life. Are they in their stage of life that that's what they really want? Or are they just telling you and then showing you by their actions that they're not serious because they're ghosting on you, or they're pulling away from you, or, they're losing interest from you? If you're dealing with somebody that came on strong and pulled away on you, and you're saying to yourself, why did they lose interest on you? Because the interest was never there 100%. And what they did is they snowed you. Okay? I'm just going to say it like it is because I want you guys to wake up and see what some of these people do. All right? Because that is the game. That is the game. And that's happening all over the place. And that's the same thing with ghosting as well. You're dating somebody and everything like that, and they ghost on you. They give you excuses. Oh, my Wi-Fi wasn't working, or my phone died, and everything like that. These are all excuses. Believe me when I tell you. I've been down the road, all right? I need to do a podcast and tell you guys about my life story because you wouldn't believe it, all right? I've had friends tell me I need to write a book about it. But in any event, the point I'm trying to make about that is, with the ghosting, you guys, when you're dating somebody and then they ghost you for whatever reason, like people say, oh, that's so inconsiderate when they ghost and everything like that. They don't care about considerate. They're not worried about your feelings. They think you're a fool, okay? They think you're a fool, and that's why they do it. Because they feel that they either really don't care about you, and they're going to do them. And most of the time when somebody's ghosting you, it's because they're with somebody else. They're going and meeting somebody else. And then the next day, they're gonna hit you up and they're going to say something to you to the effect like, oh, I fell asleep early. They love that excuse, you guys. Watch out for that. They'll tell you they fell asleep at 7 o'clock at night. All right. Believe me when I tell you, they are not falling asleep at 7 o'clock at night. All right. If you're getting that excuse all the time, unless they're getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I knew somebody that used to work at, he had a night job and everything like that. And he used to say he was going to sleep at 7 o'clock at night and he was going out and he was dating other people. All right. So don't believe that excuse. Don't believe that excuse. All right. But the point that I'm trying to make with all of this, all right, I know I'm going all over the place, is relationship people don't play games, okay? Period, dot, end of story. Relationship people, you don't have to question if they like you or not. If they say they're going to call, they call. If they make the date, they follow through. They progress to the next level. They'll show you, they're not afraid to take a picture with you, okay? And post it on their social media. They don't have anything to hide. They don't have any other women on there that they're afraid is going to see that picture. Or if it's a woman and the other way around, they don't have guys on there that they're dating and they're afraid those guys are going to see it, all right? That's how you know, is this person relationship material or not? Now, so many people, they love to give the benefit of the doubt. And I used to be one of those people, okay? I used to always make excuses for somebody and always give this person the benefit of the doubt, all right? I used to get the excuses, I fell asleep early, or, my Wi-Fi and all this other kind of nonsense and everything like that. And like always in my gut, I knew that something wasn't right. But, I always used to second guess my gut. I always used to second guess my gut, and I used to say, well, maybe something happened. Nothing happened, okay? Nothing happened. People that want to keep in touch with you will keep in touch with you. So if you're dealing with somebody who's not keeping in touch with you, that is somebody that's not serious-minded, okay? That is somebody that's not serious-minded. So all of these things, you guys, it's called reading between the lines. You need to know when to read between the lines. And you got to stop giving these people that don't value you your time. Stop it. I see it all the time. All right? That's why there's so many people that have heartbreaks out there. That's why there's so many heartbreak podcasts out there, and heartbreak novels and heartbreak courses, because people got involved with somebody and that person was not all in on the relationship, and they thought they were in on the relationship. No, they were not all in on the relationship, because somebody who's all in on a relationship is not going to give up on that relationship. They are not going to walk away from you, okay? And, it's what you allow. Don't be one of these people that break up and, a couple months you keep taking that person back, all right? That person's going to keep doing that to you, all right? Don't be a sucker, because that, your value goes down. Then you look desperate. Then you look like your life is not moving forward. Oh, she'll always be there. Let me go have some fun. She'll always be there. Or if it's the other way, he'll always be there. All right? Don't let people take you for granted. It's what you allow. And don't get into that desperate mode, hanging on. There's always another that could fill their shoes. Believe me. Trust me when I tell you, okay? We don't chase, we replace. Remember that. When you have that kind of self-confidence, that self-respect for yourself, you're not going to allow somebody to treat you and play these games with you. They could try to play all the games they want to play. If you spot the game, you disengage from the game, okay? And that's letting them know you can go play the game on your own, because I am not one to be played with, okay? That's how you build somebody's respect. And if they respect you, they will come up to your level, all right? And if they don't, then you're dealing with a lemon anyway, and good riddance. You don't need that in your life. You don't need that headache. You don't need somebody jerking you around, okay? Because that's what a lot of them will do. They'll jerk you around and keep you around and keep giving you excuses, and then love bomb you to draw you back in. Oh, I really love you. I'm sorry I didn't call you, for 2 days. I'm sorry, I was going through something. Okay? Don't allow that kind of behavior, you guys. You give somebody a warning once, one warning, and you let them know. You set that boundary up. You let them know, and you mean it, and you're serious. You don't need to yell and scream. You just let them know, okay? And if they break that boundary again, then you know that you're dealing with somebody who really doesn't respect you, okay? And if they don't respect you, they're not going to be able to love you, all All right. Now, I need to bring this up because a lot of people are allowing their boundaries to be broken, and then they wonder why they end up the way they do. Then they wonder, why am I in this toxic relationship? Why am I with this person that is stonewalling me and walking out on me in the middle of the conversation? You know? And you're standing there and you're begging and pleading, and you keep blowing up their phone and chasing after these people. Do you know how bad you're making yourself look? Do you think that person's going to want you more by doing that? No. You need to hold your ground. You need to hold your ground. When somebody crosses your boundaries, you need to take an attitude like, not me, baby. That is not acceptable. That is not acceptable. All right. So, that person's got to be able to communicate. They can't just, treat you a certain way and then come back and think like, everything's going to be on their terms. No. All right. Now, there's a difference between stonewalling, and then there's a difference between people getting heated and they need to cool down and everything like that. It really depends on the extent of where the fight went or the disagreement went and everything like that. But what a lot of people do is, they do the silent treatment. All right. When somebody gives you the silent treatment and everything like that, you have to hold your own. You cannot break. All right. I'm telling you, the person that holds out the longest is the person that's got the power. If you break, that person's going to keep doing it. If you sit there and cry and beg and plead, you're looking like this little, all right? This little. And that person now has the power over you, and they know they have the control over you. So, you got to be strong, you guys. You got to come into your own. This is what I talk about in a lot of my podcasts, how you have to, you got to be able to stand alone if you have to. It's all a matter of what you'll accept. But when we're talking about relationships and who is relationship material and who is not relationship material, well, somebody who's giving you excuses and telling you things like, well, I'm going through something. I just broke up with somebody and, I just need some time. That is somebody who's not at that time ready for a relationship. So what you need to do is give them their time. Give them their time, okay? A lot of times people say that is an excuse, but there is certain instances that people do have things going on in their life or whatever. But the point is, if you were really that important, they are not going to take a chance of losing you to somebody else, all right? It's as clear and simple as that, okay? I mean, you got to flip it around and say to yourself, even if you had things going on in your life, or it could be whatever, would you let that person walk away? No, not if you really cared about them. You wouldn't. So you got to remember that. Now, the next thing to ask yourself, is this person relationship material, is to look at their prior relationships. Did they have long-term relationships? Did they have short-term relationships? Have they not been able to be in a relationship for 10 years? That is the greatest indicator of what their future behavior is going to be, okay? That's their basic general character. It's not that they necessarily didn't meet the right one, all right? That's their pattern. Look at their pattern. Do they like being in relationships? Are they somebody that likes talking to 5 different people? Are they, always going out all over the place and they're all over the place? That is somebody who's not relationship material, okay? So you got to ask yourself, is this somebody worth giving my time to? Could I build with this person? Could I build with this person? And the way you could tell if you could build with somebody is by looking at how they live, okay? What do they do in their free time? Are they able to be home by themselves? Or are they somebody that always has to be out? Okay, I'm telling you, listen to me when I tell you, that is a great indicator of whether you're dealing with somebody who could be in a relationship, all right? because there's a lot of people out there that cannot be home alone by themselves. They got to always be out. They got to be with somebody and everything like that. So if you're in a relationship with this person and let's say you're busy or something like that, is this somebody that can, be alone by themselves? Or are they somebody that always has to have somebody around them? Okay? That they can't be alone and everything like that. You want somebody who's going to be able to be focused and make you a priority. Okay? And that if you're in a relationship with them and you are busy with something that's going on, you get tied up with work, or you get tied up with children, or you get tied up with something in your life, this person's not going to look for another outlet, like going on social media and inboxing, other women, or if it's the other way around, other men, because they can't keep themselves busy. All right? You're there for your partner, of course, you're putting into the relationship, but, everybody's busy in their own life as well. We all have certain responsibilities that we have to deal with. And there's some people that have to have that constant companionship. This happens a lot of times with a lot of women that are married. Sometimes they complain and say that their husbands are never around or whatever, and they go out and they start cheating or dating other people because they feel very much alone, all right? Now, each relationship is different, okay? Sometimes they really do have a partner that's working hard and everything like that, and sometimes they have a partner that's telling them they're working and they're out cheating, all right? So it depends on the relationship that you have with that person. And remember, I don't care how busy somebody is. If somebody really cares about you, they are going to make the time for you. Busy work schedule or no busy work schedule, they will find a way, even if it's meeting you for a cup of coffee in between work hours, all right? So that's one of the things you got to keep in mind, when you're looking for somebody. What's their lifestyle like? Are you dealing with somebody who's married to their job? Okay, that's another thing too. Very important. If you're dealing with somebody who can't, put the time into the relationship because they're so involved with other things in their life, that you got to look at that. You got to see, is this person going to be available? Like there's some people that got involved with somebody and sometimes they work on weekends and they're not available. Or sometimes you deal with somebody who works at night. And, you got to understand whether somebody's doing that or not. And you have to see if they really are working, or are they out there creeping as well, okay? Because a lot of them use that excuse, but, know who you're dealing with. But look at how they live. Is this person relationship material? Okay, you see what I'm trying to say? And whether they're somebody that likes to stay home, or are they somebody that likes to go out? You got to be on the same page. When you look at yourself and you look at yourself at how you would be in a relationship, you got to look at that person that you're ready to date and say to yourself, what would it be like living with this person? Okay? What are they into? What do they like to do? Where is their head at? Is this somebody that's relationship material? Okay? Is this somebody that really wants the same things that I want? And not because they tell you. Okay? I don't care what they tell you. It's what they show you. All right? And by the way they show you that is they progress. They progress. After a certain amount of dating, they make a commitment, okay? And they move forward with it, all right? Not that you're left in limbo. So, these are all the things when you're out there in the dating world, you got to take into consideration. Whoever you see, wherever you meet them, you look at them, look at their lifestyle, ask them what they like to do. Find out what their hobbies are. Find out how much time they spend with their family. If they have kids, do they spend time with their kids? Okay? What is their lifestyle like? Where are you going to fit into that lifestyle? Are you going to be able to fit into that lifestyle? or is it not going to be able to be a match? All right. Is this person out partying all the time that doesn't want to give up their freedom? These are all things you got to think about. You guys, look at how they live. I'm telling you. All right. So I hope that helps you. And if it does, please hit the subscribe button and share, and have a great night. Are you having a problem in your dating or relationship life and you need a question answered? Well, go to my website. The link is in the podcast description, and you'll see how you can ask Yaz a question and get it answered confidentially. So go to the podcast description and look for the link where it talks about how Yaz will answer your question. Hi, you guys, it's Yaz. I want to tell you about my 2 books that are on Amazon, okay? You can download them free with the trial membership from Kindle. The first book is Regain Your Power. If you're in a relationship and you feel like your partner has all the control in the relationship, maybe you're walking around on eggshells, you're afraid to approach them, it's going to tell you how to regain your power and be happy in the relationship, okay? And what you may be doing wrong, and that's why your partner has all the control in the relationship. The other book is Signs He's Not Into You, He's Wasting Your Time. There's a lot of people that are dating someone or in a relationship with somebody who's not really vested in the relationship. And we often are confused as to whether our partner really likes us or is into us or wants a future with us. And this book is going to give you signs and red flags of whether your partner is into you or he's just basically drifting and wasting your time. So go to Amazon and download the Kindle free trial membership. Doesn't cost you anything. And check it out. It may help you. Okay? And have a great day.